Never. Welcome to the series Uncommon Courage. Today, courage to be humble. Sounds like an oxymoron already, doesn't it? Courage and humility. Courage to be humble. Let's just see where God will take us with this. One of the wealthiest and most influential persons of the 21st century said, "The whole world is on a crazed rush to find security and happiness." And this same guy said, "I have yet to meet one soul that's really found it." A former president of Harvard made this statement with his dying breath. "Everybody is searching frantically for a creed to believe in or just a song to sing, anything, just anything to make them happy." Here's one for you. Texas millionaire said, "I thought money could buy me happiness. I was miserably wrong." A famous and beautiful movie star going through her fourth divorce said, I've got money, I got glamour, striking beauty, popularity. I should be the happiest woman on the planet. But she said, I am so miserable. Why? Will somebody just tell me why? One of Great Britain's top social leaders, he was also a millionaire, said this just before he committed suicide. He said, "I have lost all desire to live. Yet, I have everything to live for. What is the matter with me? Can anybody tell me?" A college senior Facebook post real recently, this is a real recent post, the post said, "I am just 23 years old and already I am fed up with life. Surely there's got to be more." A mom and dad, both of them in their 30s with 2 kids, I sat with them right out here in this cafe at the bar, right out here. The mom and dad said, "Pastor, if this is going to be our lives, if this is it, then we don't want to live it." And on Friday, this past Friday, I learned this latest stat. Suicide is the 3rd leading cause of deaths in America for 15 to 20-year-olds. That stat just barely behind texting while driving. I get a hello over here or something? When I read that, I was stunned. I was stunned to the point of tears. But even more than being crushed in my heart, I determined to find out why kids, or why anybody for that matter, at any age, for whatever reason, why would with their whole lives in front of them, why would young people with everything in the world going for them and everything in front of them, why would anybody choose to end their own lives? 2 reasons. Number 1 is stress. Number 1, it's a medical fact. And that's another huge message that I hope to bring to you sometime. Maybe we'll do a whole series on stress. But we've just got to learn, Journey, we've got to learn. I'm going to say this and I'm going to get on with it. But we have got to learn God's way of handling stress, or I declare to you, stress will handle us. I need a war cry. We've got to learn to handle stress, or stress will handle you, and it won't be sweet about it and gentle about it. The second reason actually foreshadows the first reason. It's simple, but it's incredibly profound. Why would 15 to 20-year-olds, and why would anybody choose to end their own life? Why do we have such strong and outrageous statistics that we have to look at and know what kind of shape our world is in? Why? The second reason is that people with just an unfulfilled, just an unhappy life. The second reason. People are just not happy. And we see their faces. We hear We hear their cases every day. Everywhere we turn, in every family, on every job site, and every church, we see this, we hear about it, and it breaks our hearts. The truth is, Journey, statistics like this are what drove me to bring this sermon series, Uncommon Courage. At the ending of 2012, I told you a week or two ago, at the ending of 2012, I grew so weary. I grew so weary of watching people that I love and some people that I pastor, and just people in general, our society, our culture. I grew so weary of watching people just exist and not live that I cried out to God. I began crying out to God at the end of 2012. I began crying out to God and God, show me, what can I do to help? In my mind, in my heart, I declare to you, immediately went to the greatest gospel sermon ever preached. I preached this, I guess in 32 years, I guess I preached this 100 times. I don't know, maybe 200 times. I just don't know. I have to go back and look, but I preached it a bunch of times. But my mind and my heart went to that greatest sermon ever preached. It's the greatest gospel sermon ever preached. It's called the Sermon on the Mount. You'll find the Sermon on the Mount in Matthew chapter 5, 6, and 7. Just an incredible 3 chapters there that just tells us a whole lot. So I jumped in this thing with both feet. I knew that the Holy Spirit led me there. So I just jumped in there looking for answers. But I couldn't get past the first 12 verses. The Sermon on the Mount. Starting at chapter 5, I couldn't get past those first 12 verses. They're called the Beatitudes. Matthew chapter 5, actually verses 3 through 11. There's a little introduction there, but the first 12. But the Beatitudes, you'll find them in Matthew chapter 5, verses 3 through 11. Now, the more I read this and the more I studied this, the more I realized this Sermon on the Mount, and specifically these first 10, 11, 12 verses, I realized, guys, that Jesus Christ was giving not just me. He didn't just do this for me. But Jesus Christ was giving the world a formula for real, doable, personal happiness. I mean, happiness that would make life Zoe. You understand it? You know what Zoe is? It's God life. It's full life. It's abundant life. That's the life Jesus Christ said in John 10b that I came to give you. I came to give you Zoe life, abundant life. Happiness that would give us that kind of life. Happiness that would fit any age. That's what's so sweet and incredible about the Beatitudes. Happiness that would fit any age, any race, any place, any circumstance, anything. So here it is. And I got to tell you this. I got a little disclaimer up front here. This is not an 8-step program for health, wealth, and prosperity. You guys know I don't believe in that junk. Matter of fact, I can't stand that kind of stuff. God didn't give us the Bible for all that. Anyway, but this is God's medicine right here. This is God's medicine for a sick and troubled and unhappy world. So please take this journey with me. I mean, from here on out, just tune in. Take this journey with me. It's going to be a thrill ride, I promise you. Matthew chapter 5, verse 3. We're going to start right there. Jesus said, happy are you if you're poor in spirit, for yours is the kingdom of heaven. Happy are those who mourn, and I don't know how far we're going to get with this, but we'll certainly take it back up Wednesday night. I promise you, man. We'll go as far as we can. Happy are you if you're poor in spirit, for yours is the kingdom of heaven. Happy are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Happy are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Happy are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. Happy are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Happy are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Happy are the peacemakers, for they will be called, watch this, the sons of God. Happy are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Let's say it like Phil Robertson, can we? Happy, happy, happy. Let's do it again. I love it. Happy, happy, happy. Delayed response. So the big question this morning would be, right? It's right there on your outline. Just dig through that bulletin. It's there attached to it. The big question would be right here. What will it take? What would it take to make you happy? I want you to think deeply. What would it take to make you happy? Well, I hope you realize that's a set-up question. I've set you up. That's why I didn't leave room on your outline for you to write it down. You know, what would it make to take you happy? And boom, there's a line there, and then you ain't got space to write nothing, because I did that on purpose, because there is no such thing or things in this world, something to make us happy. How many still with me? There is nothing in this world, there's no such thing in this world that can really bring you genuine, lasting happiness. Not a person. Man, if I had just married him, if I had just married her, well, why don't you ask him now? Why don't you just go ahead and ask him now? Not a person. There's nothing in this world that'll make you happy. Not a car, not a house. How many knows that? Matter of fact, when that first great big house payment comes in, we're going, oh my God, what did I do? Not money, not sex, not a relationship, not a career, not a job, nothing. But you see, that's the big battle that we have. That's what we're all up against. That's the real struggle. Right there's where it starts. And that's where we get thoroughly confused and thoroughly sidetracked in life, because we've been trained, I have, you have, we've been trained from childhood to literally depend on things and stuff and people to make us happy. Can I get an amen? And to this day, that is still the popular idea of happiness, is having all the right circumstances. I call it, I have a name for that. I have a name for that. Well, I call it when and then thinking. You know, these young people over here will testify, or anybody that's still in college, sure, when I get out of school, then I'll be happy. Huh? Amen, Kyle? When I get that right job, then I'll be happy. When I divorce that person, then I'll be happy. When I marry that person, the right person, then I'll be happy. But Pastor, I thought, now wait a minute, I thought marriage was made in heaven. It is made in heaven, but so is thunder and lightning. When I have kids, then I'm going to be happy. When the kids leave home, then I'm going to be happy. I can tell you right now, that's not true. That is not true. I miss my kiddos. So I know that's not true. When I get a certain amount of money, you know, when my ship comes in, dude, when I win that big lottery, not that $2.19, dollar gift and the lottery, no, when I win the big lottery, when my ship comes in, then I'm going to be happy. When and then thinking. No, you won't. No, you won't. I don't mean to sound hateful. I don't mean to sound like a grumpy old pastor this morning. But no, you won't. Sweet journey? No, you won't. Because there's no such thing, now watch this, there's no such thing as a perfect circumstance. It just don't exist. It'll never come into your life. There is no such thing as a perfect circumstance. Stop looking for it. Stop looking for happiness in it. First of all, it's the wrong place to look. And second of all, it's never going to come about. It's just not going to happen. There is no perfect person out there. I am sorry to tell you that. There's no perfect person out there. There's no perfect job. There's no perfect marriage or